that don't know who I am, my name is Chris Robinson. I've been in the network marketing space now for about 16, 17 years, and it's been an incredible journey. I mean, I first got started when I was 24, 25 years old in a company. In a very short period of time, it was a startup. There wasn't a ton of competition, but I become the number one earner very quickly in my very first company. And after about a year of having that title, it was stripped away from me by a gentleman that most of you, and I'm sure everybody on this call knows that we all know as Josh Zwagil. He come in and crushed it. We become best friends in that company. Traveled the world for 6 or 7 years there. And in 2014, after Josh had built a team of about 50,000 people there, I was in the 30,000 somewhere. We was actually not even in the same organization. Josh called me about a dream, a vision, and something that he really believed wholeheartedly in, and told me he's going to start a company called MyDailyChoice, which has brought us all here today. It's been an incredible ride, an incredible journey, and I just can't be more grateful to be a small part of what has happened and what's about to happen. But my viewpoint is I don't care what's happened in the past. It's all about where we're going. So rear view mirrors in your pickup truck are super small for a reason. It's because you only need to check back every once in a while, and your windshield's very big because that's where you're going. So today is the day we've been waiting for. You're going to get a look through that windshield of where we're headed, who's coming along with us, and it's just going to be an insane next 30, 45 minutes of your life. So cut out all the distractions. Make sure right now, we still have 30 seconds to a minute. Send out those last minute invites. If you've got people you've invited to call, send out your reminders. There's still a little bit of room left on this webinar to fit some more people in. So let's rock and roll. Make sure you got your pen and paper handy, and make no mistake, there's going to be a lot of activity. There's going to be a lot of questions. We're going to do our best to take care of everybody as fast as we can. Give us a little bit of grace as we navigate this massive transition, and we'll make sure we get everybody taken care of. So with that said, I get to bring up a gentleman that I have the utmost respect for. Like I talked about a little bit ago, we've been best friends for 16, 17 years now. I know him inside out. I know that his family comes from a great family, but more importantly, I know his heart. I know I know when he says he's going to do something, he does it. I know when he's excited about something, it's game over. And I have never seen him more excited in all the stuff we've done and all the sales we've done and money we've made. I've never seen him more excited than he has been the last month or so as this has started to come together. So with that being said, I get to turn the call over to an amazing gentleman. He is the CEO and founder of MyDailyChoice, and he's going to come on here and lead us in the direction of where we're headed now. And you're about to find out why everybody's so excited. So with that being said, Mr. Josh Zwagil, take over the call, brother.
I'm here, Chris. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Sound good.
Awesome. Well, first off, thanks for opening up the webinar. Thanks for everything you've done over these past years. And hey, everybody, I see everybody in the chat. Thank you guys. Fire emojis. Let's go. This is a very exciting time. And today, guys, is historic. It's historic for me in my network marketing career. And I'm honored that you guys are here. This is a big moment. It's a moment of leadership, vision, and really rewriting what's possible together. And for those of you who don't know my full network marketing story, I got into network marketing when I was 18 years old. I built my first team in the field. And, I was in that company with Chris. I fell in love with this profession. I did beat him in that company, but I put in an organization of 50,000 people. I met some of the most amazing people in my career in that company, and I'm forever grateful for that experience. And then in 2014, I made the decision to launch MyDailyChoice. I was only 23 years old at the time, never had started a company before, never was a company owner, was just a network marketer in the field that wanted more products, more opportunity, more of a global reach. And I'm so grateful for the experience in MDC. We became one of the fastest growing companies in the space. 11 years later today, over 700 million in sales, multiple seven-figure brands, a global leadership community. And some of you may have heard of brands like HempWorks. We had a huge home run with HempWorks, XE Trim, Fuel Factor X, Akashics, so many other brands. MDC has touched so many lives, and I'm so proud of what we've been able to accomplish together as a team. And also over the last 17 years, when I look at my experience, in the field, and I look at my experience as an owner, I've really seen it all. Beyond just being a company owner, beyond just building in the field, I've also developed software for network marketing companies, and I've done consulting. And between my software experience and consulting experience, I've done that for over 25 network marketing companies over the past 17 years. And this business, it's taken me to places of incredible success. And at the same time, it's taken me to moments of deep struggle. And every rise, every fall, every obstacle has been fuel for me in this next chapter. And so over this past year, I made a major decision in MDC. We had a brand called Akashics, which started to develop and started to get amazing traction. This is a 100% digital brand dedicated to financial education. And I started talking with some of the top leaders, and we decided to take Akashics and carve it out and make it a standalone company and brand. And I think this was an amazing decision because the financial space and the digital space really deserves its own ecosystem, its own identity. And the results within that brand have been unbelievable. Akashics now has a life, it has a culture, it has a movement of its own. And it's only the beginning for our digital sellers. So if you're here today and you're promoting our digital products, I believe the future is very bright with those. And then as I looked at the rest of our business and I started talking with other top leaders that we've had in the business for years and years, and again, after launching 20 plus, brands, running massive global operations, I really hit like what I would consider a pivotal moment in the company. And I had a couple questions that I wanted to ask myself, that I was thinking about. One was, do I continue building this alone? Do I launch new products? Do I launch a new brand? I've got all these leaders that want to sell physical products. And what's the next play? What's the next hot product? What's the next hot brand? Launching over 20 powerful brands, from everything from CBD to essential oils to skincare to weight loss. What is the next move in the company? And what do I even want to do? And I came to the conclusion that the best thing for me to do is to team up with another network marketing company. And the more I evaluated the landscape of network marketing, the more clear it became that the next chapter for me needed to be bigger than just adding another product line. It needed to be bigger than just adding another division to the company. It needed to be a force multiplier. And that's why I called this the $1 billion run. I started searching for the right company to team up with and to partner up with. And I want to share with you guys what I look for if I'm going to evaluate a network marketing company. Again, I've been doing this since I was 18 years old. I have seen it all in network marketing, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so the first thing that I was looking for was a company that had stability. Is the company profitable? Is the company debt-free? Is the company gonna be around for for a long time? Can I put my head down? Can I put my people into a place where I know that they're going to get product shipped, they're going to get paid, and that they can go build this thing for years and years to come? And then the next one that I look for is for products. Okay, are the products science backed? So many network marketing companies in our space right now, especially startups, and even some of the companies that have been around for a while, are selling white labeled products that are overpriced, products that are white labeled. And so I really wanted to find a company that had products that had amazing science, products that are unique. Are they defendable? Are they highly consumable? And so that was something that was really important for me. And then I also looked at, operations and infrastructure. In MDC, there was a year where from 2017 to 2018, we went from 10 million in sales to 100 million in sales in 12 months. And when you have a business that has that kind of explosive growth, it's a different level. It's a different caliber of operational wherewithal that's required to not just sustain that momentum, but to keep that momentum over time. And so, I wanted to make sure that wherever I'm going to plant my flag and put my leaders into, that they've got the system set up for scale. They've got logistics set up. They've got rock solid customer service. They're, expanding aggressively. Then another thing that's also really important in network marketing is you could actually have a few of those. You could have the right stability. You could have, unique products. You could have, a company that's got big operations. But then culture and leadership is also where a lot of companies miss the mark. And I wanted to make sure that the company led with integrity. Do they care about the field? Are they committed to this business model? I've seen over the last several years, several network marketing companies, especially companies that are owned by private equity, just go straight affiliate and cut out the network marketing, business model. Think about that for a minute. You're in a network marketing company, you've got hundreds of thousands of people, and it's the sales force that built up the company, and then the company cuts the sales force out and goes affiliate. And so I wanted to make sure that the company is 100% committed to the direct selling model. And are they investing in building their culture? Are they developing their culture? Are they building their culture? And then really the last thing, guys, and I talked a lot about this with our top leadership, is timing. Is it the right timing for that business? And when you look at timing, it's really interesting in network marketing is that when you look at companies, you have to figure out if the company is entering into its phase of momentum. See, there's a sweet spot in network marketing. A lot of times you don't want to get into a company too early. You don't want to get into a company too early where it's a startup, because there's so many growing pains, there's so many problems. 98% of startups and network marketing company fail within the first 18 months. Most don't ever make it past 24 months. And, I've been in business for 11 years with MDC. And so over the last 11 years, I've seen so many companies come and go. They're here today, gone tomorrow. And I believe that the sweet spot in network marketing is to get into a company that is doing hundreds of millions in sales, but they haven't really hit critical mass yet. They haven't hit major momentum. And so that was really important to me, is could I find a company that was stable, rock solid, doing hundreds of millions in sales, but a company where a lot of people haven't heard about yet. And so I looked at the top 10 network marketing companies for months. I've been evaluating companies. I've been flying out to their headquarters. I've been talking to other owners. I know a lot of people in the space. I've talked to a lot of people, and ultimately I made the decision to partner with one of the most dynamic companies that I've seen in the space. And that company is called Immunotech. Okay, Immunotech. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Immunotech. And then I've got some people that I'm going to introduce you guys to. We've got some of the top MDC leaders as well that are going to chat on here. But Immunotech was founded in 1996. And this company's incredible. They trace back to more than 45 years of scientific research into immune health and into glutathione. And for those of you that don't know about glutathione, it's the body's master antioxidant. It's the most important molecule for detoxification, immune function, recovery, and longevity. And this product right here, Immunical, is their flagship product. And this was developed as a whey protein isolate. And it's crazy that I'm even able to say this. It's the only natural supplement in the world to raise glutathione levels in the body. So basically in 2017, there was a change in ownership in Immunotech. The company was purchased by Mauricio Domenzane, who's now the current CEO. I've had the pleasure to spend time with him, and you're going to get to hear from him today. But he started expanding the business into Latin America, into Europe, into other countries, and they've had tremendous growth globally. And in my opinion, I'd like to consider myself an expert in network marketing, but in my opinion, this is the best kept secret. In that, when it comes to physical products, these guys are the best kept secret in network marketing. So remember those 5 things that I talked about to evaluate a company. Stability. So this company's been around for 25 years, 25 years of stability. And right now, the business is doing $200 million a year in annual revenue. And by 2027, just a couple years later, they're going to 2x and do 400 million. So remember, when I said there's a sweet spot in network marketing, right now is the sweet spot in Immunotech, because they're not doing $1 billion yet in sales. They're at 200 million, headed to 400. And by 2030, their goal is to do the famous $1 billion a year. The company's 100% debt-free, profitable. I've got to meet a lot of the people in Immunotech, and watching the way they're expanding their business has been absolutely incredible. Then products. I'm not going to tell you about every single Immunotech product. They have 20 plus products in their portfolio, but these are some of the things that really caught my attention. This product right here has been taken 550 million times worldwide. 550 million servings of Immunical delivered worldwide. That product has over 100 plus published studies, 26 gold standard clinical trials, all on humans. Immunotech's products, which this is a crazy statistic as well, Immunotech's products are listed in the United States Physicians Desk Reference, the PDR, which is very rare for a network marketing company to be in the Physicians Desk Reference. This product has 79 global patents on it. This product, by the way, comes in 3 different versions. So this is the original product. There's the Immunical Sport, and then there's the Immunical Platinum. And one of the things that was really impressive to me was finding out that there's 100 plus elite athletes and Olympians that are using the Immunical, and none of them are paid endorsements. I said that in my social media video, that like how crazy to find a product that athletes are taking and endorsing and promoting, and they're not getting paid to. And this capitalizes on a huge trend. You know, by age 40, people lose half of their glutathione levels. And this is, you know, it's not a drug. It's not a shot. It's not any of the other stuff out there. It's a natural supplement that has been clinically proven to raise your glutathione levels. And there's even a scientific journal that Immunotech has put together. It's 126 pages with abstracts, clinicals. You can see all of the studies yourself. And by the way, these studies were not done and performed at a lab that the company owned, like a lot of other network marketing companies out there. And so when I look at the Immunotech products, I'm blown away. This is also another amazing product that they have called WIMS. My kids absolutely love this product. It's omega-3s and multivitamins. It's sugar-free. And as a parent, it's really important for me that my kids are not taking stuff loaded with sugar and that have all kinds of, you know, junk in it. And so they love the way that it tastes. They're called WIMS, but my kids call them Wimmies. But my kids absolutely love this product. And then they have another product. I think this is a home run product as well, called Sunray. Basically, every Sunday you take your Sunray. It's a very high source of vitamin D, and it's only 1 pill per week. So there's only 4 in a pack, 1 a week. And these Immunotech products are incredible. You can you basically get a shaker cup like this. You only need to fill it with a little bit of water. You shake it up for 30 seconds. They have these really cool boosters that you can add into it, and it tastes delicious. They absorb quickly. They're very affordable, and again, these are incredible products. So I love everything I've seen with products. And you know, when it comes to like health trends, you know, like it was really interesting. I don't know if like my phone has been spying on me, but when I logged into Facebook this morning, there was an ad that came up, and it was John Jones, who's you know, if you follow the UFC, he's the greatest UFC fighter of all time, and he's promoting glutathione. Then I saw Gary Brecka, an ad for him came up where he's talking about glutathione being, you know, the master antioxidant, and he's promoting glutathione products. And so it's a major health trend today. And with products like this that have the science, the data, I'm very excited for the MDC community, and also everybody else who decides to join us on this $1 billion run. Then after products, the next thing I looked at was operations. So Immunotech is fully licensed, registered, and operational in 18 countries. This is not a company that's going NFR all over the world with shipping issues. This is not a company that's going into a bunch of markets with customer service problems. This is not a company that's cutting corners. They have 3 main offices: Houston, Mexico, and Spain. I flew out to their Houston office. I met the corporate staff. And like I said, they've got an incredibly sharp team. I got to meet members from their communications team, from their marketing team, from customer support. I sat down with their chief strategy officer. I met their director of events. I met some of the general managers and VPs that oversee various markets. And of course, I sat down with Mauricio, the CEO. I met the president, Mike Patillo. Every single person I met was sharper than the next. And so I was very impressed by the corporate team. And then culture and leadership. One of the things that rocked my world was their recent 2025 global private cruise that they did. This was an incentive trip that they ran in the field, and they had 2,500 people earn that trip. They had 2,500 people. They had the entire ship for Immunitech consultants that were on this cruise. And I've been doing this again for 17 years. I've never seen a network marketing company that have had that many people earn a trip. In fact, even travel companies that sell trips, travel companies that promote travel, network marketing companies doing hundreds of millions and even billions in sales. I have never seen 2,500 people on one incentive trip before. They have conventions with 10,000 plus people at their conventions. And this is a company that most people have never even heard about. In North America, I've talked to 50 top network marketing leaders in the United States, and only 2 of them have heard of Immunitech. I talked to some of the top leaders in Canada, and only 1 of them had heard of Immunitech, but didn't even know what the products were. I've talked to top leaders in Europe. None of them have heard of Immunitech. And Immunitech just released a convention in Mexico, and within 24 hours, their convention sold out 5,000 people. They released a convention in Spain, same thing, 24 hours, 3,000 people sold out. These guys do a phenomenal job on their culture. You can tell that they love the field. And with me joining the organization, I have always been a field first founder, a field first builder, and I look to take that to even the next level in the company. And then last but not least, timing. One of the biggest reasons why I decided to partner with Immunitech comes down to the timing. And Immunitech, no doubt, they've dominated in Latin America and a few key markets, but the rest of the world is wide open. North America, completely wide open. Europe, completely wide open. Canada, completely wide open. And Immunitech, this product here, this one right here, is fully approved by Health Canada. How many products can you point to today in network marketing that have a Health Canada approval? For those of you that have never been on this side of the table, it is extremely difficult to get Health Canada approval. Health Canada, these guys don't play around. They're one of the strictest regulatory bodies in the world. And for a direct selling company to have Health Canada approvals, 30 employees on the ground there in Canada with operations and no leaders, is just incredible. There are so many more markets that are untouched in Immunitech, and more markets coming in the future. And guys, I've been doing this for a long time. This is extremely rare to find a 25-year-old stable company with flagship products backed by over 50 years of scientific research, but the global market penetration is still in its infancy stage. And so for leaders that are looking for the perfect window, the perfect timing, this is it. So before I explain to everybody how to get started, what this means for MDC affiliates and all of the details, I want to introduce you guys to the president of Immunitech, Mike Patillo, and he's also going to be joined by Mauricio. But Mike is the president of Immunitech. He's a seasoned executive with 25 plus years in the direct selling space. And before joining Immunitech, Mike held a major leadership role in another network marketing company that had the wraps. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name of that company, but he helped guide the company through explosive growth. They did $5 billion in sales. He's extremely knowledgeable, and I'd love for you guys to meet Mike and hear a little bit about his story, why he chose Immunitech. and then he's going to introduce you guys to Mauricio. Mike, floor is yours, brother.
Love it. Thanks so much, Josh. I mean, I'll work my way backwards from a timing perspective, and what fires me up to be here with the MDC family. And first of all, thank you guys for giving us some time on a Saturday. Our corporate team, I see them commenting on all of the chats and putting information out there. But the short version, I think for such a time as this, Josh covered from A to Z when it comes to Immunotech and the stability, the science, and what I call the sexiness of where we're at currently in the world with the need and the want for a product like Immunical, or as we like to call it sometimes, the body shot. It's this daily, shot that you take that Josh mentioned, that you only put a little bit of liquid in here and you take it down and it does extraordinary things. And in my career, I retired about 4 years ago. We had an amazing run. As Josh mentioned, we did about $5 billion in sales in a 10-year period. And I had young kids at the time. Decided I wanted to spend more time with them. And keep in mind, this is my 27th year in network marketing. I've never worked outside of network marketing. I like to say I've never had a real job. I started in the field, went into the companies, and then eventually to the corporate side on the executive level. And what drew me back to the whole industry as a whole, after really being able to take some time and sit back and look at the industry as a whole, was Mauricio Domenzijn. He's the CEO. I've known Mauricio for 10 years, and I was enjoying life. I was playing a lot of pickleball. I was spending time with my kids. But at the time, when you're like yourself, Josh, Chris, other leaders that are on here, you find that as you start to get out of your sweet spot, and my sweet spot was really working with people and simplifying things and scaling companies, and I absolutely loved it, my health started to go down. I started not to feel as good. I'm 47, and I don't know how many of you are in your upper 30s, 40s, or higher, but like one day it feels like you wake up and you go, man, that hurts. And you're not sure exactly what happened. You just slept wrong. That's one of those things in life where it's like a wake-up call, but most people don't realize that all chronic diseases and conditions, there's one common denominator, and that is low glutathione levels. Now, what's interesting about Immunotech, and I'm not going to go too deep into the history of the company, but I want you to know when Josh says that this product is the world's only natural supplement that is clinically proven to raise glutathione, that is an absolute true statement. Nothing else in the world does it. There's all kinds of glutathione products out there. They're artificial, genetically modified, and the moment they go in, a couple hours later, they're used up. What this product does, it's the only product in the world that increases your body's natural glutathione. You may be thinking, like, what is glutathione? Well, I thought the same thing when I called Mauricio up. I'd known him for 10 years, but we had never worked together. I'd never taken the time to look at the product. And he didn't know that I had stepped away from my position after a decade. I didn't know that the world didn't know about Immunotech, because my friend Mauricio, I knew about Immunotech. And what I found was that the common denominator of low glutathione levels, and I started researching what is glutathione. This is probably the biggest hit, I would call it a hero product, but a hidden hero product that nobody's heard about that I've ever seen in my career. And I've had some amazing wins in my career. And what I found was about 40 years ago, two doctors that were part of the founding team of Immunotech, they found a link between low glutathione levels, which glutathione, by the way, it's in every single cell of your body, right? If you go to ChatGPT and you ask it, what is the single most important substance for health in your body? It came back to me, glutathione. I thought for sure it would say blood or water, but it came back and it said glutathione because it's, if you take the word idea, it's like the best idea for health. It balances your immune system. It's the detoxifier, right? It's the natural energy in your mitochondria. And then also it's the master antioxidant, as Josh mentioned. So it controls from your head to your toes everything that's happening in your body. It's the most important substance in your body for health. And even if you're like me and you're healthy, you're active, your levels are dropping. It's just the way our bodies were designed. Without high glutathione levels, you can start to see all chronic disease and conditions. There's a reason in the US, this is out by the Health and Human Services, 73% of Americans. Think about that. That's 7 out of 10 people. You go walk down your road, 7 out of 10 people, they have at least one chronic disease or chronic condition. And when you see that, and then you look at the link, what is the common denominator between all chronic diseases and condition? It's low glutathione levels. But what happens when you raise glutathione levels? You become amazing feeling. Your blood work looks great. You can go and look at all of this independently and validate it. This product is clinically proven over 90 days to raise your body's natural glutathione at least 35%. That's what we've seen in our studies. What I love is that in today's age, people want clean products. They want real products. They don't want gimmick products. They want something that's not only going to give you results quickly, but they want something that's going to give you something longer term. There's one ingredient, just one. There's one ingredient in this package. And it's kind of this finicky product that it must be shaken. And then you take, a shot once a day. And it's clinically proven to raise your levels. So low levels equals sickness. High levels of glutathione equals healthier. So when you just do your own research and you're looking at glutathione, just know that nothing in the world does it except this product. And when I saw that as a business person, I saw a massive opportunity. When Mauricio and I started talking about what this could look like, for the last 15 months, we've been putting together this plan, the most amazing corporate team that you've ever seen. And I'm probably one of the older ones, right? We've got young, dynamic people in positions that are active every single day. There's a reason that 12:34 p.m. on a Saturday, the corporate team's on here because they're pumped and excited about MDC. But what we're doing right now from a business perspective, I think is unheard of. You heard Josh talk about us doubling the size of the company in the next 2 years and then the next 5 going to $1 billion. That's unprecedented opportunity. When 7 out of 10 people need your product and every single person in the world's levels of glutathione are dropping and we've got the solution to raise the natural ones, it's like Sylvia said, it's a breakthrough. It's an absolutely breakthrough in a business. We put together a simple system for you to get started. I'd say it's 3 steps. You pick your pack, you gather your customers, you go gold. We've got some amazing bonuses and incentives that we're going to talk about later here. But, one of the big things that you can't change in a company is the leadership. And Mauricio Domenzijn, he and I go back a decade. And when I ultimately made the decision to come back and get involved in this company, it was because of him. It was the product, the stability, the science, the sexiness of the opportunity. Amazing. But his operational prowess, he knows how to scale a company. The internal staff, you're in good hands. The corporate team, you're in good hands. The customer service, you're in amazing hands. I've never seen a customer service team care like Immunotech cares. And like me, Mauricio's a field first guy. We've all started out in the field. And then we found our sweet spot, and his sweet spot is building an amazing team, scaling a company, and getting things done. So I want to bring Mauricio Domenzijn on. He's the CEO of Immunotech, my good friend. He likes to tell people he's like my younger brother because he's just, a few months younger than me. But Mauricio, I know you're excited. I'm excited about welcoming Josh and Chris and all of the MDC family. What could you share with everyone about your vision for 2X27 with what's going to happen and how MDC can be a part of that?
Yes, of course. 100,000 people. I'm gonna help 100,000 people to change their lives. That's what Josh told me first, and I was blown away because you can. I don't know. I was so excited to hear what Josh has to say to us. Like sharing is caring, and when he was sharing his amazing ride and why he took the decision to come to us, I'm really grateful for that because Josh, you really care, genuine care about your people, about your teams. And that's a difference that you cannot tell out there in many, many ways. So thank you, Josh, for believing in us. Thank you for what you have done. And it's just getting started. So it's incredible that you took that decision, because I know that you genuinely believe in that you can help a lot of people to change their lives, to make an impact in their lives, which is ultimate the goal that we're here. Of course, we're going to make money. Yeah, we're going to make money while helping people, which is the most important thing. So thank you one more time, Josh. Thank you, Chris, for starting and the conversation. And Mike, obviously, thank you so much. Hard to me to tell more about Immunotech, because these guys have done a tremendous job. Guys, thank you for sharing that with the people. But um, of course, welcoming the MDC team, the MDC family, it's a big step, a big milestone for us, because we have never done this before. And why is that? It's because we care a lot of our people. So our leadership, our people out there is really important for us. And so we needed to find the right person, the right fit, in Josh is definitely one like that. So it's incredible what he has done, and I know that it's going to be even more what we are going to do together. A little bit more on Immunotech, as Josh and Mike says, we believe in science heavily, but what we said always is you don't need to be a doctor to sell our products, because we have done all that work for you, and you just need to share documentation. Every time somebody don't believe in what you're saying, it's easy. You just share the clinical trials. You just share the patents around the world. There's a big difference between patents than a patent application. A patent application is something that you need to prove that what you're saying you're doing. It's not a patent by itself only. It's only a patent application. So we have been granted of over 79 patents, and we are still working on more. So this is going to be, again, for us, we call it the beginning. We're always working. We're always hustling. That's what it's mattered the most, because our commitment to you guys is to provide you with the best tools out there, best products, best tools, whatever you need for you to be successful. It's our obligation to serve you better. It's I've always said that the most important asset that we have in Immunotech is our people. And so whenever you join us, you're not giving us a few $100s. What you're giving us is your trust. And believe me, that's one thing that I care the most. We're gonna share is that trust. We're gonna care about that trust, and we're gonna be together with you to make this a completely knockdown of the park. I'm sure it's gonna happen. Since 2017, where this was, I call it the Sleeping Beauty. When I was looking for options and I found Immunotech, I said, this is the greatest product I've seen. It has incredible feel, but it needed a little bit of a push to get to a next level. And that's how we get to where we are right now. And we're right now in the middle of the next push of Immunotech, and it's going to happen today. Starts today. That push starts today, and you need to jump into that push right away, because honestly, opportunities come and go. And with Josh leading this up, I think you got to take that opportunity, that chance. As also Josh mentioned, we have a blank canvas on the US, on the English speaking side, because of we have been growing naturally because of the growth in our Latin American markets and in European markets, especially Spain. And so it's normal that you grow with the languages that you use. And so now we have an amazing opportunity for all of you here to create a huge business, to create something huge. Believe me, with Mike, with Josh, with my incredible corporate team, because without them, we could never do anything of what we do. I'm always grateful for being like the leading person on this team, but in honesty, the team is who does the work, is the team who does the best. So I'm super grateful for you guys. We operate in 18 countries. It's going to continue to grow. As Josh said, this is very important for me. We do not open countries just to add a flag into our website, because that doesn't matter to us. What we do is we open markets to make an impact in those markets. So we put warehouses, we put general managers in country, we put boots on the ground in every country we operate. Again, we believe that the most important thing is the trust you gave us to us. And so we need to take care of that for sure. Last but not least, Josh was mentioning about some that we are approved by Health Canada, but we're not only approved by Health Canada. We have approval from Health Canada to make claims that we are raising the immune system. They gave us an approval for a health claim. That's kind of unheard. So imagine, and we are also part of the CPS, which is the compendium, is the PDR of the US is the same, but in Canada, and we have been also part of that. That and the many athletes that consume our products, like big teams, big teams, soccer teams, Olympians, but Olympians not from 1980. It's nothing wrong with that, but we have Olympians that are making an impact out there and winning gold medal. So they let us use their brand, they let us use their biggest asset, which is their name, without paying any compensation. Actually, when we do the agreement, one of the lines, the paragraphs in the agreements is that we're going to talk about it, and we are going to say that we do not pay, because that's true. It's easy. Well, I will say, with money, it's easy to get any athlete out there to talk about your products, but it's not easy for people to take it because they want to. Last but not least, a couple of things is we're a company inspired by purpose. We are a company that believe too much in happiness. I think the world needs a lot of happiness out there. So I'm all about that. Of course, happiness is a choice, and today you can make that choice. Thank you for being here in this Saturday. Thank you for taking the time. I will say thank you 1,000 times, because I'm grateful for what you guys are doing and are the things that you are going to do later on. So let's go for 2X27. Welcome, NDC family. I'm super excited for this amazing milestone. And I'm back to you, my dear friend, Josh. Thank you for the opportunity. And thank you again for believing in us.
All right. Well, first off, I just want to hand it back to Mike, and I want to hand it back to Mauricio. These guys have been, throughout this whole process, they've been absolutely incredible. I'm very excited to team up with them and bring, what I know how to do to the table with what they've already put in place. And I believe it's going to be the next $1 billion run. So what I want to segue into right now is, what does this mean for everybody in MDC? I know we've had that question come up several times in the chat. So what we're doing in MDC is we're migrating our network of affiliates and customers into Immunotech, and we're opening the doors to the incredible products on the Immunotech side, as well as their powerful compensation plan and what they've developed in the company. And what does that mean? It means that all MDC affiliates have been migrated into the Immunotech system. You're able to still purchase and sell MDC products through your MyDailyChoice website, but that is going to count in the Immunotech compensation plan starting from today. And right now we're working with the Immunotech team to migrate all of the customers over, which will happen probably late November, early December. But all of the affiliates have been migrated over the exact way that your organization was intact. So you lose nothing. If you're somebody that just recently came back to MDC, you can use this as an opportunity to reach out to your whole organization that you've built over the last 11 years and activate your team into Immunotech, sell to customers. And so a couple things that are really important. So ordering MDC products, that is still going to happen on the MDC website, just like normal. Right now, there's huge Black Friday sales happening in MyDailyChoice, which I'm going to screen share, and I'm going to show you guys what some of those sales are. But all ordering happens on the MDC website. And again, if you're generating sales and revenue through Black Friday, that's counting in the Immunotech compensation plan. So the last commission run for MyDailyChoice is going to be on Tuesday. That's the final commission run. And then you're going to start to see, like, towards the end of November, all of the Black Friday revenue, any sort of subscriptions that you regularly have in MDC are going to count towards the Immunotech comp plan. And I do want to just clarify that this has nothing to do with Akashics. Akashics remain separated. It's its own standalone offer. It's got a different compensation plan. This is for the MDC physical products, and it's really important, guys, that you activate over an Immunotech. So I'm going to show you guys how that's going to work here. Give me just a second. So I just want to make sure, can you guys all see my screen? Okay. Throw a fire emoji if you can see my screen. Okay, awesome. Okay, so you are going to receive an email within the next 30 minutes to an hour from now. You're going to receive an email that looks like this. Okay, it says, "Dear MDC family." It has a video inside of the email, and there is a link right here for you to activate in Immunotech. When you click this link, okay, this is really important. It's going to be tied to your MDC account. So it's really important that you use this link and not sign up from some other links out there. So you're going to click this link, and that's going to be tracked to your MDC account, and that's going to take you to a page where you can then activate your Immunotech account. Now, it's really important that you activate your Immunotech account if you want to get paid on especially all the revenue that's being generated through Black Friday in MDC. Now, if for whatever reason you don't get the email, you don't get the email, you check your spam or whatever, in the next 30 minutes, there's also going to be a page in the MDC back office called Immunotech. You can click on it, and it has the link right here. So again, there's two ways to do it. One way is through email. Another way is through your MDC back office. So just make sure you check both within the next 30 minutes to an hour. And when you click this link, it's going to take you into an Immunotech page that looks like this. There's information about Immunotech here. You can learn more about the company. And one of the things that I do want to show you is there is a very special founders pack that we've put together. With Immunotech that is specifically for MDC affiliates, because I wanted people to be able to try a variety of products in Immunotech. And so I put this pack together specifically with the Immunotech corporate team. It includes the 3 different Immunical products, the Immunical, the original, the Platinum, and the Sport, and also the 2 boosters. This green one right here, I mixed this one into the same cup with the Immunical, and I also mixed the orange one too. So I take a packet of the blue, I take a packet of the Sport, I take one of these and one of these, I mix it all into here and I shake it up, and it's like a body shot. It's like a whole shot for your system. Also, there's one of the WIMs. There's some of their other products, the Sunray, some of their probiotics. You can see the entire list here. This is $831 worth of product that Immunotech has been so gracious to discount at $550 to welcome everybody from MDC. And this is only going to be available through the last day of November. So it'll end, midnight. Last day of November going into December 1st. So you'll want to make sure that you do these steps very carefully. You want to go in here. You're going to want to make sure that you click the link, and you'll see that founders pack. There's some other pack options available, but that's the one that I recommend to get started with, because it's got a nice variety of products. And then after you buy your pack, you can get on subscription of the Immunical, or you can get on subscription of any of the other products that you like in Immunotech. So that's the founders pack. And then I do want to show you the Black Friday deal. So when you go to MDC, you'll see this banner at the top here. You can click shop now. Pretty much almost every MDC product right now is 50% off, from HempWorks to XE trim to, I mean, so many incredible products right now in MDC are 50% off. And you can go to mdcblackfridaydeals.com to see a flip book of all of the products that are 50% off. So like the HempWorks products, our CBD oil, our coffee, the aging in reverse, 50% off, XE trim, 50% off, the Mind Blue, 50% off, the sprays, 50% off, some of the body melt products, 50% off. All of these amazing products, guys, are on sale for Black Friday. The sale is going to run starting from today through the last day of November. And again, I want to make myself really clear. The volume and the sales are going to count in Immunotech. So it's really important that you activate your Immunotech position to be able to capitalize on all of the Black Friday revenue that's going to be created. So with that said, guys, I want you guys to hear from some of the top MDC leaders. I had a small group of our top leaders fly out to my house here in Michigan that met Mike. We tried some products. It was part of the evaluation process. And I'm very excited for you guys to hear from some of these top leaders that have been with MDC for a long time. And so the first leader that I want you to hear from is Judy Stalling. She's a multiple 7-figure earner in MDC, and her social media has been blowing up. I've been like monitoring it over the last couple of days and watching so many of her team members coming back, watching people tagging her, posting her, commenting on her live, saying, I'm excited, I want to run, I want to go. It has been absolutely incredible. So I'd love for you guys to hear from Judy. So Judy, welcome to the call. Would love to hear from you and what you think about this next chapter.
I am so excited. And I think my team, everyone knows how excited I've been over this. It's like an answer to prayers. Like a couple months ago, I was like, just, send me a sign. I have been with MyDailyChoice for 8.5 years. It's been my home. My loyalty has never waned. And I knew that Josh had something that he was going to bring to us. And he did it, and I'm excited. I've used the products. I was at Josh's house in Michigan. I met Mike. He's a hoot. Y'all are going to love him. And I've been so excited to see how my team has been so trusting of, knowing how I'm feeling about this change. They didn't even know what was going on until just now. And they've been excited, and I just can't wait to see where we take this. These products that we're going to be able to add to our core products, they're just going to change our lives. They're going to change so many lives. And what I love so much about the Immunical products is we have a way to actually help people who are out there suffering, who, these products are going to help the people with the immune diseases, all the things that are, bringing our bodies down. This one product can change that for everyone. And we have clinical studies to prove that. So I am just so thankful to you, Josh. I'm thankful for the fact that when all these other companies were closing down and just, telling their affiliates like, okay, no more. You guys, everything that you have worked for is gone. You didn't do that. You found us something. You found a way. And we all really appreciate you because you thought of us, and we're so grateful for that. So I am just excited to move into the future with MyDailyChoice products, with the Immunical products, and I just couldn't be more grateful. It's just like a blessing. It's an answer to all our prayers. And I'm not going to keep you all long because I'm about getting choked up here. But I do want to bring up our next speaker. He is an 8-figure earner. He's been in the network marketing business for, I'm not sure how many years, but quite a long time. He is one of the most humble people I have ever met. And John, I am just so glad that I got to meet you and call you my friend. So let's all welcome John Harumza.
Okay, Judy, thank you so much for that kind introduction. And Just congratulations. I mean, you're one of, I think, what, 4 people within the My Daily Choice family that is in that mega million earner. And just so congratulations on your incredible success in your heart and just wanting to help people. But guys, I'm really, really excited. I got to be honest. When Josh invited me to his home to come look at this, I went there. I want to see what's going on, right? I had heard of Immunotech. I shouldn't say I had not heard of Immunotech. I heard of a company that sounded like it. So first off, I thought, how can there be, I'm 37 years in this industry. How can there be a company doing 200 plus $1 million a year and I don't know about them, right? And, so that was kind of like intriguing to me. I want to see what's going on. And as this kind of unfolded in his living room, I began to get very, very excited. Because for me, one of the core elements for success in any business is you have to believe, right? You have to believe in the company and the products and the company. You have to believe that what it is that you have to share with someone else can truly give them success or benefit within their health. And rarely in my 36 now years in this industry, right, have I been able to be with a product that when you learn about it and you begin to understand the impact the product has, and not just a bunch of story and BS behind the product that is some hyped up, BS story, but real science behind the product, where you have a product that when you learn about it, you absolutely want to take it. I've been taking it now for about 10 days, right? But the more you understand a product to where you have almost that sense of duty and obligation to let others know it exists, right? When you can just at the very core have a product. I mean, just hearing today, Mauricio talk about the fact that, nobody gets approved in Canada, right? And not just approved, but they're in the PDR equivalent, the physician's desk rep equivalent in Canada. All the years that I've been involved, I've had a lot of Spanish teams as well and Latin American teams, and they're never supported, right? To know that they have language support in every single country, boots on the ground, as he determined. There's nothing more frustrating as leaders or just even a new person getting started when you go through all the work bringing someone in only to have it not supported on the corporate side and have your legs essentially knocked out underneath you and you're having to start over all the time. So, first off for me, okay, we've got something real here. From a product standpoint, we've got something real that we want to take, that we want to share, that we know is giving real benefit to people. So that was the first aha for me, right? And then from a standpoint of, what I just described on the corporate side, the support that they have on the corporate level, offices in all these areas. When I heard, just like Josh had mentioned, seriously, 2,500 people on a corporate incentive cruise. They sold out an event in Mexico in 24 hours with 5,000 people. I just learned today on the call, 3,000 people in Spain. You still hear numbers like that, and yet not to even nobody in the industry knows about the company. These are things that are like, wow, that's incredible. This is like the best kept secret because it's been driven at the core level on a product standpoint. From near as I can tell, the research, the talking, kind of reaching out there, nobody knows about this company. It's really been built just product movement through results and something real. So now to add the fuel of the type of leadership that's about to enter this company, this could be, I shouldn't say could be, this is going to be one of the hottest stories hit the industry, right? Hit the industry. And, Robert will talk about it probably here in a moment, but it's already been mentioned about the timing, because it's not just, guys, the timing of where Immunotech is. It's the timing of where this industry of network marketing. There's been a lot of, changes, a lot of things going on, a lot of uncertainty. And people, these flash in the pans, this, product that's unbelievable, and then a year later the same product appears in from the same manufacturer in another company and it's supposed to be new and approved. To have something real and to have something solid that you can go all over around the world, put your heart, put your soul, put your credibility on the line and know it's going to be supported on the back end, right? That gives me tremendous, confidence and peace of mind. So, questioning Mike, the CEO, you heard from him earlier. We're in Josh's living room. And, one of the first things that I asked on a compensation plan standpoint is I said, what's the commissionable volume? And I mean, when you spend $100, how much of that $100 actually ends up in the compensation plan? And he said 90%. In some cases, it's even higher than 90%. And I'm like, seriously, you just don't hear that anymore. You just don't hear that in the industry. But again, this is a 26-year-old company or 25-year-old company. They're to be able to have that type of volume credited to actually get paid out in the compensation plan. And I asked him what the payout was, and he says around 47%. And that's almost a guaranteed payout because it breaks to the next upline that's qualified. And the only way it breaks to the company, for those of you that are in networking, is if there's no one upline between you and the company to get it, right? So when you have that type of a payout, there's got to be a fortune to be made, promoting it. So, company standpoint, unbelievable infrastructure, product that Josh refers to as a hero product, very seldom. Most people don't make money in networking because they're part of mediocre products with no support. When you can pull this all together, put the timing behind it, put the compensation behind it, there's a formula here that I believe when they talk about this billion-dollar run, right? When they talk about doubling this company in the next 2 years, and to be able to be a part of that, I think that it's like a perfect storm. A perfect storm. So super, super excited about it. I could go on and on and on. I mean, I got all kinds of notes just from listening to the first part of this call. I got tons of stuff I'd like to share with you, but my time is limited. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to another legend in this industry of the network marketing space, someone that's been in, I think, even a few years longer than me. I've been 36 years in the industry. This guy has been 36 plus years in the industry. I think his total earnings, I heard on Facebook on a live he did the other day, is right around $50 million. But if you know who I'm talking about, it's Mr. Robert Hollis, just a tremendous, heart-driven, hard-working legend in this industry of the network marketing space. And so, Robert, let me turn it over to you.
Well, thank you, John. I really appreciate it. You can hear me okay?
Yes.
John, I mean, as you were talking, I was like the same place. There's just so much exciting things to share with each and every one of you. And I can say this without a doubt. John said, that this November's 39 years for me now. And all I can tell you guys is that you've heard this from me for 39 years, and it's documentation beats conversation. And I see a lot of people that are in the chats and they're like going, yeah, but what about this? What about this? What about this? Listen, it doesn't have 79 patents. So when Josh was nice enough to share with me, to come out with him and spend some incredible time with not only Judy, but, also Mike that you've seen on here, Mauricio, I'm looking so forward to doing that. But it's like any one of these leaders. I mean, people ask me, like, why would you do this? And it's like, well, Josh Zwagil took Terry and I and showed us how to make $5.3 million in the last 7 years. So, just ask yourself, if I helped you earn that kind of money, and then they said, hey, listen, this is what I think our next move is, it's a no-brainer. You follow people that know how to help other people make money. But then when Judy was there and she said, oh my God. And then John's there and he's like, oh my God. And we got Josh's parents that were there. And it's like, oh my God. And then Josh was so incredibly nice to be able to invite, two of my leaders from Hungary, Shandor and also Judith out there. And they're excited. So, sometimes you can get excited about something and then you sometimes think it's you. But then when you look at other people, and I respect John so much, man. John and I have known each other forever in this industry. And when we're all excited, that's what you got to think about. Is you got to think about, why are we so excited? Because a lot of people out there do not know how to evaluate a move like this, including me. See, I know how to look at the company and look at all its documentation and how many years it's been in business. But there's people that have been customers of this product for 25 years. As I've been on here, there's people that have been able to sending me messages now that they know it's Immunotech. And the very first thing they say is, I've been on this product since 2008. I love it. I've never been at a company or decided to join a company where the product has that much documentation of customers, you know? And so to see that it's already in Spanish, to see that it's already another language. I mean, you know, they just made a commitment to us a couple of weeks ago. And when you go to the link and log in and get your package, you're immediately going to see where you can drop down and there's already says Hungary. You know, we just talk to them and they just, bam, they just get things done. And so, you know, I can go on, but let me give you one. I am a geek from the dark forest, right? And the millions I've made in other companies, I used to always go, and I still do, go to a website called pubmed.gov. It's short for publicmedical.gov. It's a part of the NIH, the National Institutes of Health. And so when I've been in other companies, I go there and research their product. And I made money from mushrooms and coffee, right? And they have like, you know, 4,000, 6,000 documented stuff on this website that doctors can look at, like the PDR. So then when I got involved with Josh and HempWorks, I went in there and I said, wow, you know, look at CBD. Look at CBD. It's got 14,000 documented reports. And I'm going like, wow, that's way better than, you know, red mushroom or lingxi mushroom. And of course, we've made millions there, right? And so then I go in after I meet with Mike and hear about the company that Josh is doing, and I put in glutathione. 197,000. 197,000. We're talking what? You know, 140,000 more? So the one thing that you guys are going to see is it excites me to see how documented this is. You know, my wife and I are good at judging people. I like what I've learned about Mauricio, about what I've learned from Mike. I know of other leaders that have been in this company, and they just did a big event in Peru. And I'm seeing how many people were there in front of Mike. And one of the leaders that I've had that is one of my multimillionaires in another company. So, you know, I'm not going to let his name out, but when I already can see other people that are already in the company and successful, that's what I need. But bottom line, I'll say this one thing, is that when I look at just one of the leaders we talked about, you know, I would follow Josh Zwagil only for one reason, because of what he's done for Terry and I in the past. And, you know, but then Chris Robinson, are you kidding me? Then Judy, then, you know, John. I'm looking at the people that are all together on this deal, and it's like, that's a dream team. That's something where you win gold medals and, you know, in the Olympics, you know, and it's like, it doesn't make a difference what company these champions go to. Any one of these individual people could actually create momentum altogether. So when you find a stable company that you can push into momentum, it's going to be the biggest run for Terry and I. And Josh, I can't just thank you enough for not only including me in this decision. You don't have to, but I know that you did. And of course, my incredible sponsor, Chris Robinson. I mean, this guy is really easy to follow. Very easy to follow. Me and him are Idaho and Montana, but the one thing that you can do is you listen to Chris Robinson, and anything he says, you can take to the bank. You can take it to the bank. So, you know, I'm glad to have him as my upline. And then above that, Josh, I'm looking forward to running with Josh and Chris and Judy and John and the rest of the leaders, Shandor and Judith, in the field. So I love you guys and I appreciate you. Please do me a huge favor, a huge personal favor. Stop listening to the people that won't show you their income. Stop listening to the hype. Listen to the facts and the science. I love and appreciate you guys. And to you, Chris.
Wow. Awesome. Robert, thank you so much. Thanks everybody for being on the call. Don't jump off yet, because I have some information, and the chat's been going crazy. But real quick, I'm gonna do some housekeeping, and then I'm gonna close this thing out. But I just got to say, thanks to Mike and Mauricio, freaking studs, man. Mike's incredible. Mauricio is an awesome operator. I've never felt more like, success is inevitable than I have right now today as I sit here in this office. Matter of fact, last night I probably slept an hour and a half in the 6 hours I laid in bed just tossing turns. I was so excited. One, to let all you guys know, what's going on and what we're doing and why we're so excited. And two, because this is it. This is the run. When we say $1 billion run, we mean it. So here's some housekeeping stuff real quick. You will still use your MDC site. I've seen this in the chat for all MDC orders. The Black Friday sales, use your MDC site. You do need to go activate separately your Immunotech position with the link where Josh had laid out how to do that. So hopefully that clears some of that up. All your Black Friday sales, all that stuff will still be hosted on your MDC site. It's running parallel for the moment. Yes, some of the incredible products we have here at MDC will be coming with us long term, so you don't have to worry about that. And another thing I want to bring up too is this is how slick and how well Immunotech is ran. We have our own customer service email and agents just for us here at My Daily Choice. It is no longer Chris Robinson's Telegram, cell phone, email. It is now mdc@immunotech.com. If somebody can put that with the correct spelling in the chat, Josh, maybe, mdc@immunotech.com. And I want to emphasize again, I believe Josh touched on this. When you go in to activate your Immunotech account with that link that you got emailed to you, I just got my emails. The link doesn't stay good forever. If you go in and as soon as you set up your username and password, make sure you're ready to activate your spot, because if you go back to that link a couple hours later, it's not going to be active. So make sure you do that. And look, it's go time. We have 2 weeks to get this behemoth company of amazing and incredible people into Immunotech so that we can hit the ground run. We don't want to drag this out for months. We want to take the serious people. We want to run with the runners. We'll crawl with the crawlers and walk with the walkers. But the serious people that's really ready to do something, get that done today. Because look, it's been brought up in the chat a lot too. Wherever you're at in the MDC genealogy, it's already uploaded. You're going to be able to activate, keep your organizations, keep your customers, be working with the people you're working for. I've also seen people that say, what if I don't have a sponsor? What if I'm not in MDC? Get back to the person who invited you on this call. Get their link, work with them, reach out to us. We'll help you get positioned with the people that you want to work with and the people that you belong with. And two other things I want to bring up, and this has been coming up a lot. Monday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, we'll be sending out links. Product training with Mike himself. Monday night. Everybody need it. Tastes fantastic, by the way, in the chats. Monday night, 8 o'clock. We're going to be doing a Zoom that's all product focused. Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, we'll be doing a Zoom that's all compensation plan training. And I got to give this to Immunotech. I've never seen this in my life. I got to give Mauricio kudos to this. They have an in-house compensation plan expert. I've done a few Zooms with her. She knows this inside and out. Emily will be on 8 o'clock Tuesday. So all of those questions will be answered. We're going to give you a day off tomorrow, but then we're hitting the ground running. We're rocking and rolling. And go to billiondollar.com. There's a new video there. You can also see the links and everything you need to do. And make sure you get into our Facebook ATM group. We have an ATM chat. It's going to blow up. All the stuff Josh has worked tirelessly, and Judy and myself and everybody else that's been involved behind the scenes here, that's all set up, ready to run. You got tools to run, tools to navigate, tools to rock and roll right out of the gates. And I just want to close with this, because I do believe history repeats itself. And this is just Chris Robinson talking to you from the heart. When I teamed up with Josh the first time, 17 years ago, the best year we ever had with that company was $20 million. When I teamed up with Josh in MDC, the best year we ever had was $200 million. So when we say we're going to $1 billion, you add that zero again, $1 billion short, we're going to $2 billion. And it's not because of Josh and I or Robert Hollis or John Herenz or Judy or Mauricio or Mike or anybody. It's about the family, the culture we've created with all the amazing people we've had the opportunity to work with for over a decade and a half. And I know for a fact, look, I'd like to sit here and tell you we're all going to be rich tomorrow, but that's just not the reality. This is network marketing. The work part is in capital letters. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some effort. It's going to take some time. But here's what I can tell you. You're not in it alone. Everybody that talked on this call is so dedicated, and so many other people, to helping you get involved here. Take this thing to the moon, change more lives we've ever changed before, and make this the biggest run not only we've ever done as a family here, but that anybody in this industry's ever done. The pieces are in place, the infrastructure's there, and it's time to rock and roll. So watch those links. I know we're going to be flooded with questions. If you guys don't get answered right away on Facebook, Telegram, whatever, it doesn't mean we don't love you. It just means this is a massive, massive undertaking that's going to change a lot of lives. And if things are worth doing, they're worth putting the work in for, and we're willing to do that. So love you all. We're going to end this now. So excited to see you guys rise to the top, do some incredible things with us here at Immunotech. And let's go crush this. Let's go put the industry on notice that the best of the best are right here in Immunotech. We've all collaborated together. We're going to go do some amazing things. Thank you all. Love you. This webinar's over. We'll see you Monday night for product training.
Record.